A seemingly ordinary Thursday morning in Bristol became the scene of tragedy and terror that nobody saw coming. What began as a simple domestic call turned into a deadly explosion that has left a community reeling and investigators piecing together a mystery that grows more complex by the hour. Picture this. It's early morning, barely past 6. Most people are still asleep. The sun hasn't fully risen yet. Then, at exactly 6:17, emergency dispatchers receive a call. A domestic incident at a residential address on Sterncourt Road in Bristol. It sounds routine. Police officers are immediately dispatched to the scene. They're driving through the quiet streets, probably expecting a standard call. Maybe an argument, maybe a disturbance. Nothing they haven't handled before. But as they're making their way there, something catastrophic is about to unfold. Something that will turn this quiet neighborhood upside down. At 6:30 in the morning, just moments before the officers arrive at the property, there's an explosion. A massive blast that tears through the house. The sound echoes through the neighborhood. Windows shatter. Alarms go off. People wake up in panic, not understanding what just happened. Inside that house, 2 people lose their lives. A man and a woman. The explosion was so severe that they didn't stand a chance. Police are now treating this as suspicious, which means this wasn't an accident. This wasn't a gas leak gone wrong. Something deliberate may have happened here. But the devastation doesn't stop there. 3 other people were caught in the blast. A man, a woman, and a child. They're injured and rushed to the hospital. Fortunately, their injuries are described as minor, but imagine the trauma. Imagine being inside or near a building when it suddenly explodes. The psychological impact alone is unimaginable. Within minutes, the entire area transforms into an emergency zone. A major incident is declared. This isn't just a police matter anymore. Fire services, ambulance crews, Bristol City Council, everyone is mobilized. These are well-rehearsed emergency plans, the kind authorities hope they never have to use. But when they do, every second counts. Then the British Army arrives, specifically the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit. These are the experts who deal with bombs and dangerous materials. Their presence alone tells you how serious this situation is. They conduct specialist searches throughout the area as a precaution. Are there more explosives? Is there ongoing danger? Nobody knows yet. A massive cordon is established around the property. Homes within that zone are evacuated immediately. Families are told to leave everything and go. They're taken to temporary rest centers, uncertain about when or even if they can return. Some probably left in their pajamas, grabbing whatever they could in the rush. Now here's where it gets even more intriguing. Police have confirmed they're not looking for anyone else in connection with this incident. Think about what that means. The threat isn't external. The answers lie with the people already involved. The man and woman who died may hold the key to understanding what happened. Authorities also make it very clear this is not terrorism. In today's world, that's often the first fear when an explosion happens. But this is something different, something personal, something domestic that escalated to unthinkable levels. And then comes another revelation. Officers are investigating a second property. This one is in Speedwell, another area of Bristol. It's directly connected to the man who died in the explosion. What's at that property? What are they looking for? Police aren't saying, but no evacuations were needed there, which suggests whatever they're investigating isn't immediately dangerous. But it's important enough to dedicate resources to it while dealing with the main scene. The cordon around Sterncourt Road isn't going anywhere fast. Authorities expect it to remain in place until at least evening, possibly longer. That means families who were evacuated are looking at an entire day, maybe more, away from their homes. Their normal lives are on pause. School runs, work, daily routines, everything is disrupted. Neighborhood policing teams are now patrolling the affected areas. Their job is reassurance, to tell people they're safe, to answer questions, to be a visible presence in a community that's understandably frightened and confused. Officers are encouraging anyone with concerns to come talk to them. Behind the scenes, investigators are working through what they're calling a complex and sensitive investigation. Complex because explosions create chaotic crime scenes. Evidence is scattered, destroyed, or contaminated. Reconstructing what happened requires expertise, time, and painstaking attention to detail. Sensitive because families are grieving. A man and a woman are dead. Their loved ones are being supported by specially trained officers who help people navigate the worst days of their lives. The families of the deceased are now living through unimaginable pain. They woke up today not knowing it would be the day they'd lose someone forever. They're getting updates, being told what little authorities can share, and trying to process a loss that came without warning and with circumstances that are still unclear. 3 people are in hospital beds right now, recovering from injuries and probably replaying those terrifying moments over and over. The child among them will carry this memory for life. The adults, too. Trauma from events like this doesn't just heal with physical wounds. The community of Bristol is watching closely. Social media is probably flooded with speculation, theories, and concerns. But authorities are keeping details tight, releasing only what they can confirm, only what won't compromise the investigation. So what really happened inside that house on Sterncourt Road? What kind of domestic incident escalates to a deadly explosion? What is the connection to the second property in Speedwell? And what will investigators find as they sift through the rubble and piece together the final moments before the blast? 2 people are dead. 3 are injured. A neighborhood is locked down. And somewhere in the evidence, in the testimonies, in the investigation that's only just beginning, the truth is waiting to be uncovered. This story is far from over.